What just happened? I just upload a video and somehow it gets 60,000 views and I also gain 1,000 subscribers. Well, the only thing I could really say is thank you and also thank you to the algorithm gods. I don't know what what made it really hit. It's probably with the whole thing with the election and Trump and stuff and it just gaining right through the algorithm. Yeah, I just kind of want to just reach out and say I appreciate every single one of you guys taking the time and watching the video, commenting, and some of you guys actually subscribed. And this is a video I went ahead and I made over the weekend, and this is another video. This one here now is another one I recorded the same exact day, so I hope you guys enjoy it. I know it's not gonna get the exact same, I know it's not even gonna get close to the same amount of views, but yeah, I just want to welcome everybody who subscribed and say, hey, sure, you guys saw at the end of my videos that I also have another channel. If you didn't know, I'm a magician. I still have magic videos on this channel, and I'm seeing some videos get more views. None of them are the magic ones, so making a completely separate channel was the best idea that I had in a while. So yeah, I hope you guys go in and enjoy this new one, and you guys have a great one. Peace. What is up, guys? Now, I just wanted to talk about this weird video that I found on Twitter, and this is all gonna have to do with relationships. Now, I'm not gonna sit down and give you like a whole diatribe on how to love somebody. I don't care. Plus this entire channel's full of guys. You guys wouldn't really care either. I found this guy, Brother Legend, on Twitter, or X, sorry, dead naming, my bad. This guy has a weird problem with white people.
The first thing we got to realize is that white supremacy is always in a state of refinement, meaning it is always trying to find the easiest way to maintain dominance and control of all subordinate groups. Sometimes it's easier to convince people that things are going to be okay and to vote for the lesser of two evils. And sometimes it's easier to just grab the wheel of power and show y'all who's in charge. Last night and for the next 4 years, y'all about to find out who's in charge. Kamala's path to victory relied heavily on the fact that she already had a lot of minorities voting for her, and she needed women to vote for her, namely white women. So she vaguely and indirectly spoke about policies that she had for everybody that would also be positive for minority communities. But she clearly and directly spoke about what she would do for women in hopes that she would be able to get some of the votes of women of the majority. However, if you study suffragettes in the early feminist movement, you understand that frosted females have always had a problem and did not support when minorities had access to power that they themselves didn't have yet. In their mind, they've already taken an L by losing their abortion rights. You think they're going to take another L by voting for a black woman to ascend the Grand Wizard's throne before they have? Anytime a Democratic campaign relies on frosted females in order to win an election, they are going to vote for their men every single time. And y'all are going to sit here and act surprised. They've been playing the same game with black women for decades. I don't want to hear nothing about brothers and who they voted for and patriarchy and misogyny because it wasn't the brothers. The real reason it was a landslide is because of young Latino men. That demographic has been trying to prove that they are worthy of access to white privilege through anti-blackness for decades. And y'all keep including them in our struggle, talking about their people of color and brown and black coalition. And they've been trying to convince y'all they white, they just speak Spanish.
Especially with white people who like to getting relationships with black people, and I thought people stopped thinking like this like 50-40 years ago, but no, dude, these people still exist. Now, if you know anything about like the Pan-African movement, they're essentially like a meme. They're like, I don't know how to explain it. They're like militant Hasidic Jews, but instead of the Jewish faith, it's like a bunch of African stuff. Hey guys, I just needed to pause the video for a second because I seem to be confusing the Pan-African movement with the Black Hebrew Israelites. Now, I still believe that the Pan-African is a weird ideology. I did a little bit more research into it, and it's more of race communism. That they believe that anyone who is of African descent is part of one family, which is just a socialist idea.
What is Pan-Africanism?
Pan-Africanism, if I was to sum it up in 3 basic principles. Number 1, all African people are one family. Whether you're in South Africa speaking Zulu or Xhosa, whether you're in Nigeria speaking Yoruba or Igbo, whether you're in Kenya speaking Maasai or Kikuyu, whether you're in Senegal speaking Wolof or Mandingo, whether you're in South Bronx speaking Ebonics, or in Haiti speaking French, or Brazil speaking Portuguese, we one family. And it doesn't matter what your religion is, whether you're Muslim or Christian or traditional African spiritualist, whether you pledge allegiance to this flag or that flag, whether you're light skin or dark skin, straight hair, nappy hair like mine, one family.
Yeah.
And we should identify on the level of our Africanity first. Being African is more important than anything else. Why? Because God made you an African. Everything else you belong to, you chose. You can leave Christianity tomorrow. You can leave Islam tomorrow. You can renounce your South African citizenship tomorrow.
And a lot of Pan-Africans are socialists and social justice warriors. So, yeah, still a really bizarre ideology nonetheless. Yeah, I just want to make that correction so we're not confused. But so yeah, enjoy the rest of the video. That's the best way I can really describe it. If you go and look it up, these people, the We Was Kangs and shit, yeah, those types of people. Now, hey man, I went through his Twitter, I found a few videos. Sometimes he's come across and he says something kind of based.
My thing is, you can't get brothers and sisters to agree 85% on nothing. I mean, no one else voted 80% of anything else. Like, even on the Republican side, no one is 80% sold on one party. It really speaks to how well the Democratic Party has been able to position themselves as the saviors in our struggle, despite never being able to actually produce any results or prove why they deserve that title. I've seen us go back and forth about who the best rapper is, whether or not we should put sugar in our grits. We can't even agree whether or not we're supposed to allow sundown citizens into our cookouts. But boy, oh boy, the Democratic Party has done a number on us. And some of y'all see this as a community that made a clear choice about where they wanted to see this country go. And all I see is a community under threat, faced with an ultimatum, making a deal with the devil in order to be saved.
A broken clock's right twice a day. But yeah, I really don't understand why people are still in this mindset of like, oh, what, you can't do that. You must marry a black strong sister. Hey man, you kind of just love who you love. Same thing with gay people. Hey, I don't want anything in my ass, but there are people out there, and I'm like, oh, hey, if you're two consenting adults, I don't give a shit, honestly. But I kind of want to look at this video that he posted on X here. Now, we're going to go through it real quick. Sorry, it was playing in the background, my bad. And funny enough, oh yeah, I don't know if I even told you guys. Yeah, my wife is white, like white as shit. I don't even know what that means. No, white as shit. See, that would be like coming straight from Europe, but she's from Mass. We only live like 2 miles away from each other. So I don't know where I'm going with this. Let's. I was just gonna mention that SpongeBob is like one of our favorite shows. Also, Always Sunny. So this is also an entire thing that was geared towards me. A black man with a white woman in SpongeBob memes. Here we go. He goes. I guess this is the guy, Brother Legend. He like owns a company and he wants to be all 100% like black owned with only like black customers. He owns like some type of app. I honestly didn't do too much research because I just kind of wanted to talk about this one and only video. I really don't care about this guy at all. He has some weird ideas. Some of them are based, some of them are like really goddamn terrible, but hey, you do you. I'm also one of the people who I don't really care if there's a place that wants to kick a certain type of person out of a restaurant, because as a libertarian, that is your business. You could do whatever you want. I think it's in the customer's best interest is not to give that person money. I don't think it should be illegal. I think in America, it should be absolutely legal to be a racist piece of shit, and society could basically just shun you culturally, which would be a much better outcome instead of you just being fined or something dumb like that. But yeah, guys, let's go in and watch some Cancer. Let's watch some of this.
Opinions about interracial dating that will have you like this. Y'all might want to buckle up for this one. My name is Brother Legend, and I'm here to raise your consciousness.
Why do they always act like they're the smartest person in the room? I'm gonna raise your consciousness, brother. I'm gonna do all this. I don't know. Let's go.
As long as the system of white supremacy remains intact to control and dominate all non-white people, the aggressor in an interracial relationship will always be the white individual.
What the what does that even mean, my guy? Why is that? He does go in, well, he doesn't go into any of it. He plays a 50-year-old video of people from like the 70s.
White supremacy remains intact in the bedroom. I'm going to
Oh, actually, I shouldn't mention anything about my sex life. My wife would be pissed. All right, let's keep going.
play a clip now from Dr. Frances Cress Welsing, a clinical psychologist that really broke the topic down.
As long as the people of color are the people who are oppressed, then when a marriage occurs, in other words, a dominator says, I will pick you amongst the victims who I dominate to marry you, then the victim says, oh, goody, this means I'm in.
Well, that's true, but if I can ask this question.
Okay.
It seems, the way you are framing your analysis, that the almost total blame, if we can use that word, for interracial marriages is because of, one, white society vis-a-vis white supremacy.
Seeking to maintain itself.
And two, white women being the aggressors. You seem to...
So for white supremacy to persist, there must be interracial relationships. What? I thought white supremacists only liked other white people because white people are the superior race in their mind. And also, you said something about white women. I'm going to back it up a little bit.
The aggressors. You seem to be saying, and I'm asking a question, that black men are just blameless and they're sort of like the victims of something that they have no control over, or that they have no need to be married to a white woman for some perhaps pathological basis.
No, let's say, for example, if you set up the conditions for the development of a sadomasochistic relationship, then the masochist as well as the sadist is a part of that relationship, and they are playing roles that they have been conditioned to play. In other words, a person who is a masochist seeks out the sadist because then they could play their sort of dual game, their mutual reciprocity together. Now, within the dynamic of the system of white supremacy, you have, for example, many of the white women who are with black and other non-white men are actually, I believe, having a dialogue with white men.
How does that work?
See, the dialogue goes like this, according to my analysis. First of all, the white women, we have the women.
Your analysis, how do you even document that? Are you just going to bars and listening to white people talk? What? Okay. All right, I'll stop. Okay.
This liberation movement, which is a dynamic of white females. Okay, they are asking for liberation out from under the white male. All right, now within the dynamic of the white supremacy culture, you also have penis envy. In other words, the white men have been perceived as being dominant over the woman. And so the woman says, well, I wish I had a penis. Okay, so what does she do? She says, well, I'll go out and get one that's supposed to be more powerful than yours, but I'm going to control it. Because we are white and we control all of the non-white. So she goes out and she selects, and all this is unconscious, activity.
So there's a dialogue that's happening, and they're doing all this to be white supremacists, but it's all unconscious. This is when leftism gets to a certain point. They literally get to a point where they can't explain something, so they just say, oh, it's unconscious, it's internalized misogyny, it's an internalized racism. It means that you didn't come up to your own conclusions and really think through it. It's just you landed in this way because you were doing it in the back of your mind, so the society was forcing you to do it. Shut the fuck up. These people with the PhDs, they think they could spout their retardation at people because someone I have a piece of paper that says I'm able to spread this weird information. I don't understand what the hell she's talking about. Can it just be, hey, I like you, you like me, you want to hang out, you want to get married? That kind of happened to me, my wife and I. The closest thing that she said that the white person is the aggressor. My wife's the one that asked me out. That's the closest thing to the truth that I could kind of find in my own life, but I don't. These people are weird. It's like the same exact thing. If you ever see Am I Racist? There's a scene where it's a white woman at one of those white lady dinners where the two broads just call them racist the entire time. And she says, sometimes I tell my husband to be quiet because he gets really, really loud. But my husband's black, so I get really uncomfortable, and I think I'm tone policing him. And they're like, "Oh yeah, you are. You're definitely tone policing him. That's very racist." And I turned to my wife, like I said, who was white, and I went, "What the fuck? You tell me to shut the hell up all the time because even as an adult, as a grown man, I could get very loud sometimes, and it has nothing to do with my race. It has to do with my mother because she was a very loud woman, and she was from Boston, and that was just her personality, and it kind of gone through me because we have almost the exact same life." But there's only like, 10-15 seconds left of this. Let's keep going because I have learned absolutely nothing from this video. If you guys learned anything, comment below because I have no idea what the hell she's talking about. It feels more like those leftist papers where they put a bunch of big words in it, but it actually doesn't really say anything. It just makes them try to make them look much smarter than they actually are. Let's keep going.
She goes out and selects a non-white male, be he black or any other non-white. Then she is walking down the street, or they can go to the, justice of the peace or the priest or be married. And anytime a white man sees that, she is communicating to him, see, I've got one because I am in control of this.
What? Okay, that was the end. I thought there was going to be way more than that. It was really fast. Holy shit. But what? When you marry someone, you're with them for the rest of your life, but why would these women want to go out and do it for the self gratification of embarrassing someone else? I honestly have no idea. I have no words. I honestly, I just spent like 2 minutes of my life being confused, and I really didn't learn anything. Is it me? I don't know. Just basically more comes across as, oh, well, if you're in a interracial relationship, the black person is automatically a slave and the white person is dominating over them. So you're basically a coon. That's basically what they're saying. And all this is unconscious. This is so goddamn dumb. And yeah, this guy is not a complete idiot. Sometimes he has really good comments. I was going through his Twitter and I found like a couple videos here and there where he actually speaks some truth that is in our reality, but they just go on this weird diatribe where they just have to hate white people for really no apparent reason, and it kind of just gives them a purpose at this point. But yeah, I kind of just wanted to talk about that because I didn't really feel attacked. I just felt more confused than anything. And if he wants to sit there and think that all white people are evil and black people need to do all this, this, and this, and to become the master race or whatever the fuck his ideology is, cool, my guy. Yeah, bruh, that's the opinion that was formed in the 60s and 70s. This ain't valid right now. There's plenty of other reasons, but this ain't it. Hey,
opinions about interracial dating that
shut the hell up. Even the 60s and the 70s, I don't really think that was part of the whole entire idea. But I don't know. I didn't grow up there. I was in my dad's nuts. Actually, my dad was. No, my dad had to been a little kid. I don't know. But yeah, dude, that's really it. I'll stop talking. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.